Hi there. Have you ever felt that you're going 3 steps forwards and then 2 backwards, or even worse, 2 forwards and 3 backwards? That happens as well. In my clinic, I work with so many people who feel that the brake is on somewhere in their life and they have 1 foot on the accelerator and 1 foot on the brake. And they come to me because they realize life is way too hard. The struggle is too much compared to the results that they're getting. So this is a very common thing that I see, especially amongst women. And I just want to unpack that a little bit today, because you will probably relate to this. And then I'm going to show you a few little tricks that you can do to release the brakes of the brake pedal so that your life gets easier. So for instance, you can think of, I want a result, I want to save up for a holiday next year, or buy a new car, I want to improve my health, I want to, change my diet, or any other area of your life that you want to transform. I just want you to know that there are always 2 different parts of you that have to work to make that happen. The first part is your conscious mind, and which is the one that you're most likely using right now to listen to me, and you're noticing my room and the things in the background, and that I'm wearing a top, a bright pink top and so on. And the second one, which is most important, that's where the brake is often on, is your subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind is literally 95% of us. It runs our body, our immune system, and everything else, makes your heart tick, makes your nails grow. When you cut yourself today, it heals over. And it's highly, highly intelligent. And it has the power of the galaxy. That's how powerful the subconscious mind is. Instead, your conscious mind, which is the goal setter, that goes like, I want to change something, I want to get fitter, I want to lose some weight, I want to be more loving in my relationship. That part of you is still very powerful, but it's probably as powerful as an engine in the car. So the body always wins. When I say body, I mean your subconscious mind, because it's way more powerful and it's completely run on programs. So the positive message in all of this is that you can have the results that you want. You can create the changes and all of that quickly when you connect with the subconscious mind. And this is often why people come to me, because I can read patterns very, very quickly, like within 90 seconds. Often I have discovered where your blind spot is, or where my client's foot is on the brake, and then we can clear it with energy medicine, and people feel a huge release in their body, and they can go home and change their job, or feel more loving, receive more love, and things like that. So we always have to get the 2 minds talking to each other, but your conscious mind is the thinking mind that sets the goal, and the subconscious mind is actually the feeling part of us that also contains the memory. So those 2 often don't understand each other at all, and that's why we get stuck. And I used to be in that place myself for many years, because thankfully I've reached an age now that I really enjoy. I'm in my 60s, life gets much better, and I have a lot more energy than I used to have back in my 30s and 40s, when I didn't really understand how all of this worked. But just as an example, I also have a big family, just to illustrate how this could work. So I have 3 daughters and 3 sons. So just to mention my daughters, just for fun. So one daughter is always chronically late, and she's always fighting herself, and she even hates herself for being like that. But thankfully she's committed to doing her inner work. But this has plagued her now for like 4 decades, right? So it's not an easy thing to overcome. It's not that you can say to your mind, all right, I want to be on time, I have to be there at 8 o'clock, so I'm going to be there at 8 o'clock. Because if it was as easy as that, everyone would be successful. We would all be fit, slim and healthy and, and rich. Because if it was as easy as just dictating to your conscious mind, this is what I want, and then the conscious mind would get it for you, none of us would have any problems, and we also wouldn't be ill, ever. Right, so when I work with my eldest daughter, and I check what's behind it other than trauma, of course. We all have trauma in our body, and trauma is very much like the brakes are on. It's probably something like if I'm not on time, I miss out on the event, and she has missed out on many events. That means if something goes wrong, I can't be to blame for it. That is one reason. I stay out of trouble, and sometimes another reason can be it keeps me safe, of course. The subconscious mind always wants to keep us safe. And I'm not responsible. There are many things, of course, but sometimes the reason is just totally obvious, right? And then I have a daughter who loves to create family events. She used to anyway when she was younger, and set the stage for all of us to come together, cook beautiful meals and all the rest. But then when everyone arrived, she would kind of withdraw. She'd be on her phone or hiding in a corner. So she would set the stage, but then she couldn't shine on the stage because she would literally disappear. Her presence would disappear. So that could be because she's one of the younger siblings and she didn't want to show up. Or who knows, it would always be something like that. Her body was keeping her safe like that. But that meant she didn't get the benefits of anything that she organized. And so my youngest daughter, she has another thing where she's often overlooked. Like one time we accidentally left her behind in a shop, not for that long, but I mean, it was minutes, it's bad enough, when she was in a stroller. And when she finished primary school, she was dux of primary school, and when it was her turn to get some attention or be rewarded, the principal completely forgot about her. He didn't even mention her name. And so this has been an ongoing thing for her all through her life as well. And the girls, they all recognize their problem. So till you know you have a problem, of course, you can't do anything about it. And they're doing their inner work and changing the deep groove that runs their subconscious mind. And some of this, of course, is inherited, like it's intergenerational, right? So, or it could even be karmic. So all of this can be changed. And the good news is that it means you don't need to work harder. I just want you to know, I see women working so hard, putting so much effort in. They literally turn themselves inside out, upside down, to support the family, to create wonderful life for everyone, including themselves. And it's just so hard. When actually the good news is, let's just do that 50% what you're doing, the affirmations and the vision board and the gratitude and all the rest. And the other 50%, just do some healing work with me, and just relax and receive, and deconstruct, like uncreate those old programs. So 50% is creating and 50% is uncreating, and it can actually be absolute fun to do it. So I thought we could do a little exercise today, like a little practice that's going to help you. So first of all, I want you to think of something that you want. You've wanted this for yourself for a long time, right? And it's good to want things for yourself, don't get me wrong. Because humans are always evolving, so we always want something else. And that's absolutely fine, because we can operate from a level of contentment, and you want to grow. So that means now you want to, maybe get uncomfortable again. So I want you to think of something that's been out of reach for you for a while. And then, so I can also think of something, we can do this together. So this is taking your attention back into your body. So if you don't know what to do, just follow my, instructions. So notice of what happens in your body. So you might want to close your eyes and think of the thing that's always out of your reach. You've almost given up because you feel like the universe is just against me. It's not helping me like it's helping my neighbor or my girlfriend or my partner or my brother or sister. And just think of how it's out of reach for you, even though you work so hard. And I want you to notice, and you can stop the video for a minute if you need to, where does that sit in your body, that feeling? I don't really want to name it, but it would probably most likely be something like a frustrated feeling, could be hopelessness, despair, sadness, jealousy. Whatever you're feeling, inside your body, it will feel like a constriction, somewhere, attention. And so for the sake of the video, I will just ask you to put your hand on it, and I'm just going to pretend it's in my throat. But it could be your belly, it could be in your leg, in your big toe, or anywhere. It's most likely somewhere in your torso. So I'm just going to ask you to put your hand on that spot, and that is letting your body or subconscious mind know, hey, I feel you, I see you, and I'm here to help you today. And then something that is really, really interesting that often just releases all the tension is that you ask yourself compassionately, how old is this child? And you might get an answer that might say 3. You'll surprise yourself. It might say 7. Often the best answer is if it's below 8, because that's when all the programming has gone into our body, into the subconscious mind, all the programs that cause the brakes to be on. Usually they've gone in by the time you're 8. So that's a little clue. So just listen to what your body says. You might get a surprise. Your body might say 1 or 0, or it might say 8. And then you can ask the question, or you can just say, thank you for protecting me all this time. I know you want to keep me safe. Thank you for keeping me safe all this time. What is it? Why are you doing this for me? Instead of saying, what's wrong with you? What's your problem? Don't ever say that. That's very, very unkind. Just ask the inner child, what are you protecting me from? Why are you doing this for me? And this is often enough for the problem to start to lose its grip a little bit. Some energy begins to flow, and you get more clarity around the issues in your tissues, right? This is just a very, very simple little thing. So you need to take your time, and you need to be very, very compassionate, because when it comes to talking to your innermost self, which is your subconscious mind, by the way, which is the stuff that stars are made from, right? The stuff that creates miracles in your life, that can just change your life around. That part doesn't respond to you bullying it. You can't force it through it. You can't bully it. You can't lie to it, because it has a bullshit meter. It's the lie detector. So the best, you can't work harder, because then you'll be tired, and then the body goes, or your subconscious mind goes, well, why is she flogging me? Why is she being a slave driver? If she's going to be a slave driver, I'm not going to give her what she wants. But most of the time, your body is trying to protect you, and some real common issues it's trying to protect you from, especially as a woman, that it doesn't want you to be loud and proud, because that's dangerous. Somebody can just mow you down, right? You're drawing attention to yourself. So any times that women draw attention to themselves, they also increase their danger risk. That's just the world we live in, and the body knows that, so it shuts you down. And there are many other reasons, of course, too many to answer here, but I know them pretty much all. And so if you feel stuck and you need help, and you don't want to waste another 10 years or a year of your life, or months even, and it can be physical pain as well, of course, booking for a session with me, you'll be surprised at the changes and the results. We can clear many of those, what we call sabotages or self-sabotages. I've written a little article for you to read how it affected other women and men too, of course, because men suffer from it as well. But women are in many ways more complicated. What I do find with guys when I work with men and boys, young men, they usually get it instantly, and then they can work with it, and they make a beeline for it. So in many ways, men are not as complicated as women, but women deserve to be healthy, wealthy, happy, and, feel great in their body and feel confident. That is our birthright, and I know exactly how to work with women. So if you're a girl listening to me, please book in for a session with me, or read some of the articles that I have on my email, read some of my books, get some shift happening inside of you. Because I promise you, it's so easy to get results that you want when you know how to interact with your subconscious mind, which is the real self, of course. I hope you found this interesting, and I want you to be kind to yourself and start to accept yourself unconditionally. A lot of the time it's too hard to ask for yourself to love yourself when you're just starting your journey, but accepting yourself unconditionally is a really, really good start. And just dial up your compassion towards yourself. Your body will be thankful for that. I hope to see you soon. Thanks for listening, and talk to you soon. Big love from me. Bye for now.